So we just started taking apart this little half wall that Piper has been working on to look into the windows, and we assumed that it would be drywall behind it that we would just finish off and be done with, but that is not the case.
That's annoying. Oh my god. I see straight outside. Come one, come all rodents, come here. You are invited. Come on in.
So this is what it looks like. There was this insulation in front of it, and then it's just straight up concrete everywhere else. And these are holes that have additional insulation. I wouldn't even call it insulation. It's just like some really low quality foam that just goes straight to the outside. So that is amazing. Honestly, just so exciting. I'm totally okay with the idea of making a little faux wainscoting moment out of concrete. I think that'd be really cool, actually. It was not my initial intent because I wanted it to all be white and make the walls look really, really tall, but we're dealing with what we've got here. So I'm all for curveballs and challenges, but this is a little bit of a bummer because I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to finish it off when it goes straight to the outside. I need a professional so I don't have rodents in my house or anything like that. So that's just another person that we have to wait on. Yay, so exciting. But we'll get there.
All right, so we're actually gonna be painting the cinder block. Although it would look good, we don't really have the time to put on a new layer of concrete and flatten it out. So we're gonna be painting it black. We think that's gonna look good with the plywood look on the walls. The dry lock that we put on a few videos ago acts as a primer for the paint. So it'll adhere really well and hopefully it's gonna look really good. So let's do it. This is the paint we're using, an outdoor paint, just a random one. Okay, so it's had a day or two to dry and it looks pretty good actually. I think the black helps it look a lot cleaner. I ended up using the paint sprayer because even though we had a rough surface roller, it was having trouble getting into a lot of these holes and divots in the cinder block, and the paint sprayer wasn't gonna have that issue. So even though there's a little bit more time for cleanup, it saves a lot of time in going back and filling in everything. As you can see, this is where I started with the roller. It did pretty good just for total coverage, but there are some spots like right there and everything that probably need to be touched up. This wall I was fine being the tester wall for the roller because it's going to be mostly covered by these cabinets and everything and the staircase that's going in. So, and as you can see, this is one of the walls that we did with the paint sprayer, and it just has a lot better coverage in all the little holes because it's just a spray. Also, as a side note, while we're in the garage, we aren't sure about this positioning for the plywood wall. We're not sure if we want to make it vertical with smaller sections going across. We just think it looks a little clunky like this, so that's up in the air, and let us know if you have any suggestions. And it's like I sent a tornado through here, so I'm excited to getting this garage back in decent shape. Also gonna sneak in a quick sanding update here. We're almost done with the living room, just need 1 or 2 more days on it, and we expect to get in and finish the kitchen by the end of next week. I wanted to update one of our recommendations. Previously, we were using these discs on the angle grinder and the drills to get the paint and stain off of the beams, but these are $10 each, and they last about maybe 1 beam. So not the most efficient option, but I was at the store and I, on a whim, picked out one of these, or 2 of them, just to try them out. A 36 grit gator blade. And usually these say they're for metal, but I saw wood on this packaging, so I figured I'd try it out. And it looks like this with a bunch of little layers versus the $10 for the other pad. This is $4.99, and it works a whole lot better. It leaves a sanded finish, so I don't have to go back and sand everything. It gets a lot deeper into the corners, so I have to sand less into each of the corners, and it lasts a whole lot longer. I'm still going on the first one I got, but it's last maybe 4 beams worth. The other pads whittle down after maybe a beam or a beam and a half. It doesn't look too much different than the ones that are dedicated for metal, so you could probably get one of those too. Just definitely recommend this if you're doing something like we're doing over the paint stripping discs.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys my kitchen design plan, and full transparency, I am very nervous to do this. I have a lot of anxiety because I'm scared of getting hate. So the majority of my content is obviously budget friendly, but I want to preface this by saying that it is not budget friendly to build a kitchen from scratch. It's just not. There are so many different budget friendly options to refinish or resurface a kitchen, but I am not in a position where that is an option because all of my cabinets are different types of cabinets. They're all different styles, different materials, and they just were hodgepodge together, so they're just not working. This house is also extremely important to me. I view this as a forever house, even if in the future, if I ever want to move to another state, I plan on keeping this house because it's so special to me, or at the very least, like giving it to a family member. So this house matters to me a lot, and I want it to last for years and years and years. However, I do still have a lot of financial guilt right now. I'm not sure if anyone else can relate to this. If you grew up with not a lot of money, I just feel bad. It is very uncomfortable for me to spend money on things like a kitchen renovation when in the past that money would have been everything to create comfortability in life and everything for my family. So it's just a lot for me to deal with mentally. But I am, of course, still really proud of myself for getting to a place where I can afford to do a kitchen, and obviously I'm DIYing everything that I can. There's certain things that I can't DIY, like cabinets or countertops or appliances, which I can't just make those. I could make cabinets, but I wouldn't have a kitchen until like 2 years from now if I did that. So there's also a part of me that's pretty excited to show you guys my style a little bit more with less restriction, because obviously I can show my style on a budget, but when I have a little bit more to work with, I can really show you guys what I have to offer, if that makes sense. So yeah, this is really nerve-wracking for me, so please be gentle in the comments, but let's take a look at my kitchen design. So here is a reminder of what my kitchen looks like right now for any of you guys who don't know. I bought this house specifically because of the kitchen. It's something that I've always wanted, is a big kitchen. I've never had one, so I bought a place that could be transformed into a massive space for the kitchen. So obviously we have been sanding all of the beams to get that light wood look, and I'm gonna do it in here as well, or resurface them, whatever's fastest, easiest, most budget friendly. And I'm doing all light wood cabinetry, and I'm really excited about this. For those of you who don't know me really well, I am obsessed with light wood. I love plywood. I love unfinished light wood. Obviously this will be finished, but you know what I mean. If you look at all of my projects while I was in school for design, it's like every single project is just like light wood or plywood or something, because I love that look so much and I think it has so much potential. I actually did already order all the cabinets and the appliances and everything, which has taken me a while to get to that spot, but I did it. I'm not going to share the brand of the cabinets just yet because I want to check the quality first, and also because I learned my lesson when I shared the flooring for my parents' house before I had it all installed, and it sold out and I needed more and I couldn't get more and I was stuck in a predicament. I'm not doing that again. So once I get them installed, or at least here, and know that I have everything, I'll let you guys know. But they are pretty budget friendly for what they are, is what I'll say. It has always been my dream to have a panel ready fridge, so I did just that, and a panel ready dishwasher as well, because you see those when you walk into the kitchen. And I've told you guys before that I have always wanted to be a host. I want everything to be at my house. I love the idea of that. I've never been able to do that before, so this is something that I've always wanted. I just want all the family holidays to be at my house. I want people's birthdays at my house. I want parties, celebrations, I want all of it. So I'm adding a wine fridge and a freezer underneath the island, so that way I can have space for those types of things. I'm gonna get more into what is inside all of the cabinets, if there's any specialty storage or like pull out trash cans or anything like that in the future when they come in. I'm also doing dark countertops, and this is something I didn't necessarily expect for myself, but I'm doing this for a few reasons, mostly because the space needs more contrast. There's a lot of light colors, light wood, white, all that kind of stuff, so it definitely needs it. And also because I'm using a cooktop on the island, because I've always wanted a stacked microwave and oven scenario on the wall. I've always thought that that was like the pinnacle of luxury. Obviously it's not, but that's how I view it in my mind. So I didn't want like a range oven. I wanted the stacked scenario with a stovetop somewhere else. I'm also going with a light concrete tile look on the floor because there's so much wood everywhere that any more wood would just be like way too much. So the island is going to be 2 different levels. I want it to be the main level, and then I want it to drop off to have some seating. I just love the idea of like one continuous form like that, and so I'm really excited. It felt like it would be just way too much seating if I just let the yellow chairs continue the entire span of that island. So I added in these little shelves there that would be the same concrete material as the underneath of the island, so that way it kind of feels like a really cool architectural moment. I'm also going to be DIYing the squiggly light fixture, so stay tuned for that. In the far corner of the kitchen, I want to make a little seating nook because I've always wanted one of those too. I ordered cabinet bases that have drawers that are made to be nook seating, and those are gonna go wrapped around, and then I'm gonna build some DIY cushions on top of that, and the little table in front of that is also going to be a concrete DIY. And I want brick everywhere. I love brick. I told you guys that I love brick, and it's gonna be on like every wall that it makes sense to. I just love it. I love industrial design, so that is what's happening. And I wanna do my best to build a DIY brick arch in that doorway that leads out to where the patio porch thing is right now. As I mentioned to you guys before, I want to kind of insulate that space and turn it into another area to live in year round. So ideally there would not be a door there, it would just be that arch, and then you walk down into that room. I'm also going to make this extremely large piece of art. I'm going to DIY it. I don't know what materials I'm going to use yet, but I'm not going to use traditional canvas because that's really expensive. I'm going to find another way. On the other side of the kitchen, I'm going to be adding a 3rd window on the left side of where the windows are now, just to center them on that wall more. I'm just going to have someone local manufacture another window and then have a contractor install it. And so I'm going to add some soffits all over the place to make it a little bit more streamlined, be able to wire some recessed lighting and all of that. And also, since the fridge that I got does not have a water dispenser on it, only an ice maker, I'm getting a second faucet that's like smaller, and it's going to have the filter system underneath it, so that way I have 2 faucets. One is just normal, and then the other one is specifically drinking water. I may end up adding some stainless steel hardware everywhere. I'm hoping that's not the case. I haven't tested out the cabinets yet to see how un-hardware friendly they are, if that makes sense, but if I do have to end up adding hardware, it will just match like what's on the fridge, just like long stainless steel, you know. And I don't have many decorations in this rendering, obviously, because that's kind of just like knickknacks that I thrift and stuff, but I will have Pip's eating bowls in the shelves. It's going to be really fun. And then I have that little abstract rug by the sink and just like other little color pop moments like that. And that's it, or at least that's all I can think about right now. And this is my absolute dream kitchen. No things are being held back here. This is everything that I've imagined in my head of a kitchen for myself in the future, like goals. So I love it, and I'd love to know you guys' thoughts as well. Also, some of the appliances that I ordered for the kitchen already came in, so I want to show you guys those right now. So this is the stuff that came in. I got Kraus. Is that how you pronounce it?
I think so.
Kraus brand.
Kraus.
So this is the little filtered water faucet that's going to be on the side. I think it's really pretty. It's stainless steel. And this is the main faucet. It is like literally massive, but it's just stainless steel as well, and it stretches and everything. I'm not gonna open this big one, but it's literally just a sink, so nothing really exciting. And then this big guy is the cooktop. So it's black and it's gonna look really good on the counter. And then it has these like knobs on it, so I'm really excited. that's it for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and thank you to those of you who are still here and watched all the way to the end of the video. This has been a stressful video for me to make, if I'm honest, but I'm really excited to move forward with it, and I would love to hear your opinions in the comments because I really care about them, and I'll see you guys all next week for some more design stuff. Bye guys.